Imagine this. It's 1985. Your TV screen is glowing with chunky pixels and you're controlling a blocky little footballer for the very first time. Fast forward 40 years later, the same company that made that game now runs a global esports platform where millions compete online every single day. This is the story of Konami Football, a journey that began with Konami's soccer and evolved through the legendary days of Pro Evolution Soccer all the way to the modern era of eFOOTBALL 26. It's a story of glory, of rivalry, of innovation, and of struggles that nearly killed the franchise. Today we're diving into that full history, from the humble 8-bit beginnings in Japan to the golden age of PES, and finally the rebirth of eFOOTBALL. So sit back, relax, and let's relive 40 years of Konami Football. The beginning. In 1985, they released their very first football game, Konami's Soccer, on the Japanese Famicom, what the rest of the world knew as the Nintendo Entertainment System, NES. By today's standards, it was extremely basic. The pitch was green, the players were tiny blocks of pixels, and the teams didn't even have real names. Yet for gamers back then, it was magic. For the first time, you could bring football into your home. It wasn't just watching on TV anymore. It was playing. This was the seed that would grow into something much bigger. This era lasted from the year 1985 to 1993, the International Superstar Soccer era. If Konami's Soccer in 1985 was the spark, then 1994 was the explosion. This was the year Konami released International Superstar Soccer, ISS, for the Super Nintendo, SNES, and it immediately set a new standard for football games. This era, from 1994 to 1999, was defined by rapid innovation. Every year, Konami refined, polished, and added something new to make football on screen feel closer to the real thing. 1994, ISS on SNES. For the first time, football felt alive. Smooth animations, referee appearances, commentary-style text, and the ability to pull off actual football moves like sliding tackles and through passes. The players had personality, something no football game had captured before. 1995 to 1996, ISS Deluxe. Konami built on the foundation. ISS Deluxe introduced more teams, better AI, weather conditions, and faster gameplay. Players started noticing the subtle realism, the way defenders tracked runs, the way goals felt earned. Football fans now had a game that was more than fun. It was authentic. 1997, the turning point. This was the year Konami released International Superstar, Soccer 64 on the Nintendo 64, and it was revolutionary. Suddenly, football wasn't just sprites and pixels anymore. It was 3D. You could dribble in space, perform new tricks, and experience gameplay that felt unbelievably advanced for its time. This was also when ISS really became a global hit, spreading Konami's reputation as the leader in football games. 1998 to 1999, refinements and identity shift. Konami kept pushing. Sequels like ISS 98 added better graphics, smoother passing, new animations, and tournament modes that made players feel like they were experiencing the World Cup. By this time, Konami was no longer just competing. They were dominating. This 1994 to 1999 ISS era wasn't just about flashy graphics or gimmicks. It was about creating a foundation of realism and excitement. Football wasn't just being imitated. It was being celebrated. And with the leap to 3D in 1997, Konami proved they weren't afraid to evolve with technology. By the end of this era, the stage was set for something even bigger. Konami was about to transform from simply good at football games to the kings of football gaming. The Pro Evolution Soccer era. The year was 2001, and the world was about to meet a name that would define football gaming for over a decade. Pro Evolution Soccer. This was the birth of PES, or Winning 11, as it was known in Japan. And from here, a golden era unfolded, lasting more than a decade. From 2001 until around 2019. What made PES so special compared to everything before? First, realism. Konami leaned heavily into physics, tactical intelligence, and fluid gameplay. Players actually felt different on the pitch. The weight of the ball mattered. The timing of your passes and shots mattered. Second, freedom. Unlike FIFA at the time, which felt rigid and arcade-like, PES gave you the sense that anything could happen. You could thread impossible passes, score volleys from distance, or create counterattacks that felt like real football. And third, the community. Modders and fans began creating custom kits, logos, and real player names to get around licensing restrictions. PES thrived because people loved not only the game, but also what they could make out of it. This era is divided into two segments: the Golden Ages and the Struggle Years. The Golden Ages. This lasted from the year 2001 to 2010. The early years of PES, roughly 2001 to 2006, were when Konami completely dominated the football gaming scene. PS2, PS3, PS4. Each year added smoother animations, smarter AI, and new tricks. PS5 and PS6 in particular are still remembered as classics. If you ask many fans today, they'll tell you PES 6 was peak football gaming. Players like Adriano, with his legendary 99 shot power, became cult icons. During this time, FIFA struggled to compete. Konami's PES was seen as the king of football simulation. But as we moved into 2007 and the HD console era, things started to change. FIFA began catching up, securing more licenses, full leagues, authentic kits, stadiums, and presentation that PES could never fully match. PES, meanwhile, focused on gameplay, but the lack of official licenses started to become noticeable. Playing as Man Red instead of Manchester United, or Merseyside Blue instead of Everton, it was charming at first, but slowly began to hurt the series. Still, PES was holding its ground. PES 2008, 2009, and 2010 were fan favorites, remembered for their smooth dribbling and iconic commentary style. Then came the years of struggles, from 2011 to 2019. From PES 2011 to PES 2013, the series was solid, but FIFA was getting stronger. FIFA had flashy graphics, better licenses, and official leagues. PES still had the gameplay, but it was falling behind in presentation. In 2013, Konami tried to change everything with PES 2014, built on the brand new Fox engine. This was supposed to be the revolution, but instead, it was a disaster. The game was buggy, clunky, and fans were left disappointed. Over the next few years, Konami improved slowly. PES 2015 and PES 2016 were good steps forward. They even had the official UEFA Champions League license, which gave them an edge. But FIFA had become the giant, and PES was struggling to keep up. By PES 2019, the truth was clear. PES still had die-hard fans, but the glory days were long gone. Something had to change. The eFOOTBALL era. By 2019, Konami made a shocking decision. They officially retired the PES name and rebranded their beloved franchise into something entirely new: eFOOTBALL. For many fans, this felt like the end of an era. PES wasn't just a game. It was a culture, a tradition, and even a rival to FIFA. But Konami had a vision to transform the game into a free-to-play, cross-platform football experience for the modern era. The series was renamed eFOOTBALL PES 2020, marking the first time eFOOTBALL appeared in the title. Konami wanted to push esports, global tournaments, and online play as the new backbone of the franchise. Graphically, it looked stunning with Fox engine still in use, and Lionel Messi became the cover star. But many fans were skeptical. Some saw the eFOOTBALL branding as a dilution of the PES identity. Still, the core gameplay was tight, realistic, and very much PES at heart. In 2020, COVID-19 disrupted gaming, sports, and everything in between. Konami released eFootball PES 2021 season update instead of a full new game. This was essentially PES 2020 with updated kits, transfers, and slight refinements. It was a stopgap. Konami admitted they were working on something bigger for next-gen consoles. This decision split the fanbase. Some were grateful for the honesty, others felt cheated. But behind the scenes, Konami was cooking up a massive gamble. Enter eFootball 2022, the first true eFootball game. It was free to play, rebuilt from scratch, and designed for cross-platform play, PC, consoles, and even mobile. The Fox engine was gone, replaced by the Unreal Engine. Konami hyped it as the future of football gaming, but then disaster struck. On launch, eFootball 2022 became infamous. Broken animations, bizarre player faces, empty features, and clunky gameplay. It was ridiculed across the internet. Memes exploded. Players felt betrayed. For the first time, Konami's football game became the laughingstock of the industry. The backlash was brutal, but Konami didn't give up. By the year 2022, Konami started patching, updating, and slowly fixing the broken game. They introduced Dream Team mode, essentially replacing My Club, giving players a FUT-style squad-building experience. Gameplay tweaks, more licenses, and quality-of-life improvements followed. It wasn't enough to win everyone back, but the hardcore fans began noticing progress. In 2023, with updates and balance changes, eFootball 2023 became more stable and enjoyable. New features, epic cards, Showtime cards, and revamped seasonal campaigns kept content flowing. Player individuality improved, dribbling and passing became smoother, and crossplay slowly stabilized. It still lacked Master League, which fans begged for, but Konami focused heavily on the free-to-play model. By eFootball 2024, Konami leaned deeper into content drops and seasonal updates. They rolled out collabs, nostalgia campaigns, and more real-life partnerships with clubs. Licenses expanded, although FIFA's EA Sports FC remained the giant competitor. Importantly, gameplay updates focused on tactical realism, pressing, ball physics, and stamina systems. Bit by bit, the game started to resemble the PES spirit again, but with a modern twist. And finally, we arrive at the present, eFootball 26, the culmination of 6 years of rebranding, rebuilding, and risk-taking. It's no longer the broken shell of 2021. Instead, it's a polished, free-to-play platform, continuously updated with seasonal content. Konami embraced nostalgia with big-time, epic, and legend cards, while also pushing esports and Dream Team as the game's core. eFootball 26 represents what Konami always wanted, a living football service that never dies after 1 year, but keeps evolving. From the rocky fall of PES to the humiliation of 2021 and the slow climb back, the eFootball era proves something. Konami may stumble, but they never stop trying to reinvent digital football. And that, my friends, is how Konami transformed PES into eFootball, from glory days to disaster, and finally into a modern giant. The story isn't over yet. In fact, with eFootball 26, we might just be seeing the beginning of a whole new chapter in football gaming. So now I'll ask you, which era was your favorite? Were you an ISS kid, a PES 6 warrior, or are you enjoying the new eFootball era? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and let's relive the memories together.